to go.
Hey, it's Dr. Brett here, and I have Dr. Lydia as my guinea pig as well too. We get a lot of questions on shoulder problems. We get a lot of people with like back of shoulder, front of shoulder problems, impingement in terms of movement, things like that. We found some pretty common things with that, for lack of a better describe it, some soft tissue items that we can kind of go through quick that not only we do in here, but you can start working on outside of here as well too. So one of the things I have people do at first is just take them through a real simple range of motion to kind of see where the restriction is. Like if I go across and they have a hard time with that, or if we're going up, we're trying to go straight up from the side, they can't do that. If they go up and then they have to deviate forward, gives us an idea of where some of that stuff might fall. I'm gonna have you go face down on here. So we'll take that a little bit and go through some mobility stuff, some motion stuff. I'm gonna skip that for now because I wanna focus just on the soft tissue piece that you, again, can kind of do outside of here. So a lot of times with somebody here, and you can even do this at home as well too, if you have a spouse that's not gonna be too mean to you, or somebody that can kind of at least dig around. So have them just basically go face down, or you could go on a couch even and let the arm hang off the couch. And what I'm doing here, like her shoulder blade is right here, along here. I'm going in the back of her upper arm and her shoulder blade, so it kind of meets right there. I'm gonna work in just a little bit from there, and I'm gonna dig around in some of those muscles on here. You can probably feel that even just without having a problem, how tender these get. In some people, when this gets really bad, when those trigger points get really bad, it'll actually cause some numbness down in the fingers as well too. But I'll just find a hot spot, put a little pressure on it, release it, push a little bit more on here. I'm not pushing real hard, just enough where I can kind of get that tension on there. But I'll work my way through that, and I'll work a little bit further back up. Again, that shoulder blade's like right here. So I'm gonna start on that edge, and I'm gonna work myself back into this. And I may even ask a patient too, like, is this real tender? Is that real tender? If I find one that's hot, we're gonna keep that pressure on there until it kind of goes away. I may change the position of their arm a little bit as well too, where we just check a few of these spots, and you don't need a lot of time. 2 to 3 minutes on here is all you really need to do to go through some of that stuff. So I'm gonna sit you back up there. So that's one of the things we do in the office. You could also do in your own as well. What I always try to get people to do at home is to take a lacrosse ball. So this is just a hard, dense rubber ball here that we're gonna use up against the wall. So I'm gonna bring you over here, and basically we're gonna use your opposite arm here on this. So she's gonna pick her arm up, just like that. We're gonna turn into the wall, and I'm gonna put this, and I'll show you guys from a different angle here, but she's gonna press into that, and she's gonna move a little bit until she finds some of that, like a hot spot, and then she'll kind of sit there a little bit. You may even have to like turn your hand this way or turn your hand this way, so you can really find that point that really, again, if it's uncomfortable, you're in the right spot with that. So what we'll do, you can come off of there now, stay right there, but I'm gonna use your bad arm / good arm here. Again, same thing, shoulder blade, arm meets the shoulder blade right there. It's not in the armpit, it's right behind there. And that's where you're gonna press that pressure. So you're gonna be right on there. You're gonna move down it a little bit. Just the scapula, your shoulder blade's like a triangle. You're just gonna move down this side as you work through this, and you may work back into it a little bit, but it's gonna be all right in that general vicinity on there. And again, find a hot spot, stay there, let it dissipate a little bit, move it just a little bit. You're not gonna keep rolling. You're gonna find a spot, sit on it, let it sit there for 5 seconds, 10 seconds. When it kind of calms down, move it a little bit, move it a little bit. Work through that just a little bit more on there. So real simple stuff. You let your arm fall on there. But if you get any of that, even if it's going down your arm, back of the arm, front of the arm, that's the first place I always start with people, is that type of movement that's on there, is to work on some of the trigger point stuff at the ball. Hopefully this helps.